Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Simulationforthenation here. It's Friday, which means one thing. It's Factory Friday. Go and check that out. The links have already been put out there. The video's already out. And more importantly, for the purpose of today's video, the website has been updated. So let's have a look into the new vehicles that we can expect to see coming through. Confirmed as by their appearance in the store or on the website here. So we're going to start through. We've got a bit of a bigger list to get through today. So we're going to crack on with that one. We're going to start with AgriSim as well, which is just the confirmation that the larger 8-meter subsoiler is here. That thing takes a bit of pulling, but it's nice to see that is coming back on into the game. And we're going to get sticking along into some of the newer stuff now, get some more exciting brands coming through. But before we do that, we have the Sight and Cedar from Amazon coming back in here. This is the 15001C. Always a big thing coming in at 15 meters wide there. You can cover some ground with that one. But again, nice to see us come back in. Curious to see if that's a little bit of a refresh for it as well. Guess we'll have to find out when we get that one into game. Now, we're going to move on into something a bit bigger in terms of spreading. And we're coming along to Bergman. Now, Bergman here are always been in around, but this is just the regular spreader that we've had in previous games. Something I didn't use too much, but boy, is this a big spreader. Get some really good ground covered with this, that's for sure. Now, another new brand that has come into the game here, and with a little machine that I love. This is a little low loader, ideal for sticking like 4-meter drills on the back of and things like that. And maybe a telehandler or a forklift or something. But look at it, it's nice and small, not too big. Handy to put onto the 3 linkage of any tractor there and pull around. But I'm really pleased to see something like this in game from Giants, which you know means it's going to function properly. We haven't had something like this in a long time. Moving along, Challenger got their first machine back in game, and it's also, we're going to skip over Fendt as well because it's the same machine. It's the MT700 or the Fendt Vario 900 MT, I believe it is, and it's back in game. We've had this in previous versions as well, but lovely to see it coming back through. Again, just another bit of variety, some good power and some good tractors as well to have to boot. But yeah, nice to see the AGCO fleet extends further, and we're going to have more on that later on. Now, Dablo are a brand that we've had in for a while. We've had confirmed for ages, and we've known about the Maxi Cut 600, which is that crimper really for a while. But that was it until today, where we've seen 3 new rollers appear. We've got the Power Roll 1230. We have also got the Mega Roll 24. That looks like it's a 24-meter set of rollers, which is insanely large. And we've also got the Maxi Roll 630 as well, which is more of a grass field roller as well. So really like to see these coming through. Looks like some great models there. A little bit of variation never hurts anybody. Looking forward to getting them onto the field, particularly when they have that added impact and usage in this case with the ground care for Farm Sim 22. And we also have, speaking of rollers there, the firm favorite from FS19 and beyond there, it is the Dusseldorf grass roller. Now that one is for grassland care primarily, but I do believe in some instances in the years gone by, I've been able to use that as a little bit of a field eraser, if you like. Now this is a new brand into FS22. This is Farmax, and then up until the fact sheets, I never really knew this brand existed. So I guess it's working in one respect for them. We are looking at a new category entirely here. These are called spaders. Now the best way to think of this is kind of like a rotavator really, and they have rotating blades, spades if you will, that will lift through the soil there, aerate the soil, and also work it down a little bit. There are some huge bits of equipment here. The KRG is a meaty bit. Now that is some real heavy cultivation work there. The Rapide 450 and also the DLP 300 a little bit smaller. I think they're a bit more for secondary cultivation, but certainly the KRG looks like a very lethal bit of equipment, that's for sure. Looks very good, some serious heavy engineering there, but really nice to see a new brand in that never really considered before, so that's always pretty cool. And this Rapide 450 would probably fit nicely onto that new low loader that we just saw. We've got a giant cultivator coming in from Farmit right now. Look at it, it is 15 and a bit meters wide there. It is going to be huge. Interesting to see how that looks in store there and see how it looks in game. But yeah, 500 horsepower to pull that thing. It's going to be quite the piece of equipment, that's for sure. But yeah, looking forward to seeing a bit more about that one. A brand that's kind of just snuck into the game here, to be honest there, but interesting nonetheless. Now, we've been talking about low loaders today already, and Fliegel have brought in their own version here. This is the DPS 5.9. Looks nice and shiny. Really does. Like that. Again, rounding out the Fliegel equipment list so far. Looking good there, especially being able to get a few bits of slightly larger, so get multiple different vehicles onto the back of there, which is going to be very cool. Now, it's been all quiet from Hardy for a little bit, until today, where we've seen the Rubicon return there, the beast of a big self-propelled sprayer with the forward-mounted booms. Something that you'll see typically a little bit more in North America, but still pretty impressive to have in here nonetheless. Additionally as well, we've also got the Commander 4500 as well there, so the trailed sprayer, which is a nice little feature to have back in the game there too. Rounding out that spreader list now, or that sprayer list, still something else to come there, so I'm very curious to see what that might look like. Now, folks, it's time for our weekly stop with the green and yellow paint of John Deere. Today, we're looking at big tractors. We are adding in the John Deere 8R series. We're adding in the 8RX, which looks pretty impressive. We're adding in the 9R series and the 9RX to go with it. 4 big end tractors, lots of power in there as well. So that is really going to round out that John Deere fleet. Lots of cool options there for you now. Really looking forward to having the 8RX in game action, seeing how that works. That does look pretty mean, pretty mean. I can't wait to see how it handles some of the bigger kit that we're going to talk about very shortly. And with the Vector, this is going to be the Vector 570-800, which is another cultivator from Cochrane, and it's 5.7 to 8 meters wide, depending upon your configuration there. It does require a minimum of 320 horsepower to pull the thing there, so you're going to know it's behind it. Would look pretty good on that 8RX. However, not quite as good as where we're going to next. And of course, it's there. It is Kverneland, and look at the PW100-12. This is a beastly large machine here, coming in 6 meters, working with 360 horsepower for a 12-furrow plow. Now, I would love to see if this is configurable a little further, where you can actually add on the Culti press pack side to it. That would be pretty neat to see if that is on there. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that one. But so far, Kverneland are really rounding out their equipment with some brand new machines as well so far. Things that we didn't see from the Kverneland Viking upload in the 19. So that's a pretty good indication that we're in for a treat this year. And not to be outdone, Lemken have upped their game as well. We're bringing in 3 new bits of equipment for Lemken today. You've got the Titan 18, which is a plow that we've had in most of the last few versions of FS. So nice to have that come back in. 2 new cultivators added to the game today. You've got the Coralin 9-840 and also the Karat as well. So a few different features coming in there, a few different options. Again, looking really good. Something about that blue paint of Lemken, it does look really impressive. Nice just to see. It looks like these models have all been refreshed a little bit as well based off the pictures alone. But yeah, really cool to have those coming back in. Now, since the X7 VT was announced by McCormick, it went a bit quiet until today, where we now have the X8 VT drive as well. So it's a slightly larger tractor, still in the medium range, looking at between 260 and 310 horsepower. So it's got some power to it there. Really nice to see. Again, keeping with that very similar design. I'm curious to know, that doesn't look at this stage like there's going to be any more McCormick's coming in, but if there are, I'll be curious to see if it's going to be smaller. But so far it looks like it's going to be the X7 and the X8 to start with. Pretty cool looking tractors though. Can't wait to have a bit of a blast around with those, that's for sure. We've got a staple for Farm Sim coming up next. This is New Holland, of course. We're looking at the T6. It's coming back. We always have it. It's nice to see it there. Just wouldn't be the same if it wasn't, really. So New Holland is still going. There's still some more opportunities for New Holland and their equipment. So keep an eye out what that may look like. I can't help but feel like it might be a little bit of an older machine, perhaps, but we'll have to wait and see. So the Pottinger lineup is continuing today, and this is with the Terradisc 10001T, a large cultivator that we had in the Alpine extension, but it's coming back on in. Again, still more to come from the Pottinger manufacturer. Be curious to see what that looks like, but again, a nice big set of cultivators there. We've got some big tractors, so we need some big equipment to pull it. At 350 horsepower, that's getting up there. And big tractors, you say, we can give you. This is a roster match, a bit of a surprise, really. Didn't expect to see this coming through. The RSM 2375 does look rather nice. I must be honest, that looks pretty meaty. It's going to be great on Elm Creek, that's for sure. The 375 horsepower, so a big size tractor. But yeah, I think that looks incredible. Can't wait to see that in a bit more close-up detail. That's going to be really cool to get stuck in with. As we get towards the end there, we are revisiting a favorite from FS19. This is Samson Agro. We are bringing back in the spreaders that we know and love, both muck and slurry spreaders, with the respective dribble bars and with the respective dribble bars as well for the slurry tanker. But again, it's good to have the old faithfuls back there because we will be needing them quite a bit, that's for sure. Speaking of Old Faithful as well, we'll come back to Strautman with another large muck spreader there as well. The PS3401 is back in our lives, and it's looking pretty good again. Just a nice to have another, and this is a very, very big spreader. So getting everything rounded out from Strautman. Still a few more bits to come though, I see. And we're down to the final two. First of all, we're going to look at Valstad, who are bringing in the huge cultivator that ends at Extreme 1425. Now, we saw this originally on the back of the 9R in the Seasons Photoshop, but hey, it's in game now. It's there. It's looking pretty good. 14 meters wide there. The pulling power requirement of 450 horsepower. Really going to have to use a select few machines to pull that one with, but hey, it's going to be a pretty nice machine to have. And finally, the surprise of the fact sheet rounds, really, the Valtra is here. This is the 8750. It looks incredible on the fact sheets. It really, really does. So I can't wait to see a bit more about it. Get it into game. Let's see how it sounds, see what gearbox it has, see how it moves, and all of that good stuff. But really nice to see an old Valmet coming in there as well. These things were great. Really love those. Really love to see it coming in there, and it just looks legit. Really can't wait to see it. And that is it, folks. That is everything from the store updates for today. If you have any questions, comments, or feedbacks, do leave that down below. Check out the YouTube video for the shorts for both Elm Creek and the of course the fact sheets themselves. There is a Discord server link down below. Join that one. Plenty of discussions around FS22 going on in there as well. And I'm always around there to answer any questions that I may know the answers to. We'll be bringing you as much news as we get throughout the course of the next week in relation to Farming Simulator 22 and beyond. Until that time, do enjoy. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.